back to my channel, Finding Serenity. It's my Kel on the ones and twos. No, I'm just kidding. But I just wanted to tap in with you guys, see what's up with you, say hello, update you on my journey and just where I stand and all the no good things that I've been up to. Yeah, no, I've been a good girl per usual. I did want to talk to you guys about just transformation and how important that is, especially when you are on a spiritual journey. You have to be open to all things. And it's funny because sometimes you think you know something and then you realize that you really don't know the half. So you also have to just be open and willing to like unlearn and relearn things and just go with the flow and just be in it. So I'm currently on my spring break. It's my last day. I return back to work tomorrow. It's been a week, so I've just kind of been, actually I've been sick, so I haven't really been out much. I do go out and like I have been out for some gigs, some modeling gigs and stuff like that, but mostly I've been home trying to heal myself. Mostly. Again, I did get up to like a little bit of no good, but it was all for good reasoning. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm definitely a limit pusher. I'm a healer, so I will put myself in the line of fire to heal something if I feel like I need to be healed. So if you're not like a impulsive person, and if you can't handle your shit, if you can't face your demons, then I would not recommend you listening to my advice, because again, I am a limit pusher. So I like to get out of my comfort zone and see where I can go, and that's not easy. And I'm not saying that I do it with a smile, honey, because child, I cry every time. But I still do it though, and I know how far I can go. So I don't know if I've ever just been honest about like my anxiety and, you know, just what I've discovered about how my anxiety affects me. But like 2 years ago, I self-diagnosed myself with anxiety. And it just got to a point where it got really, really out of hand. Like for a moment when I would have anxiety attacks, like I would get like flu-like symptoms. I was hospitalized. Well, I was supposed to be, but I ran out of there barefoot because I was actually going to Belize and I didn't want to miss my trip. So I was like, y'all not finna sign me into a fucking hospital and I gotta catch a flight in a couple hours. So I left, and I've been having panic attacks since. Like straight up, I'm sorry, I don't mean to confuse the two because I do know there's a difference, but again, I'm self-diagnosed, so I don't know which one I have. And I don't really want to put a label on it, so I call it what it is, or you know, I put a name on it, but I don't want somebody else to label me. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, I'm not a doctor. I do have my degree in psychology, but I'm not a therapist either, so okay, bear with me. But anyways, we're talking about me and my mental health. So I was having some issues over the past couple of years. Like it got to the point where like my skin was being affected. Like I was able to control the whole puking thing, because actually like my anxiety has been there my whole life. I used to think that it was connected to like my hormones and stuff, which obviously it is, but like when I used to be like on pills and like birth control pills and stuff, like I used to be so depressed, right? And like not only that, but I would be super sick all the time, just like throwing up and da 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 da. So now that I'm older and I'm not taking birth control pills, like I still have those symptoms, but now I'm able to see like, okay, it wasn't really just the pills, like it was more so my own, you know, my own shit. I don't know, something weird was vibrating. I thought something was gonna bite me in the ass. But anyway, so yeah, like I realized that like recently I realized, 2 years ago I realized that, you know, I'm like this is a mental health thing. This isn't necessarily medicine or like any outside influences, but this is more of like a me and my mental health, and like, you know, just my control issues and stuff. And I realized that my anxiety does stem from me wanting to control things, or yeah, like just needing to have that sense of control. um so I was having flu-like symptoms first. Then I was able to, once I identified that that's what it was, like I was able to like hold it in, hold back, you know. So then once I did that, the shit started turning into hives, y'all. So from head to toe, front and back side, I would be covered in hives. Like anytime I would get excited, anytime I would get really upset, anytime I wore tight clothes, anytime I was about to come on my cycle, like there were so many triggers for the hives, and I just couldn't understand like, where is this coming from? I've been me my whole life and I've never had this skin problem. Like, where is this stemming from? And like I tried everything, but you know, the one thing that made the hives just like go away and stay away is letting go. Like literally just learning to let go. I stopped even giving a fuck when the hives would be there. Like at first I used to want to hide, not come outside. I was grossed out. I was insecure about how I would look. And then after a while I just realized like, damn, everybody has hives. Like this is a common thing. Like, okay, I just started to just like not care, you know, especially once I was able to get like the itching and stuff to stop. So the highs would just come, they would just appear like after the first few months of having like, well, like the first, yeah, after like the first couple months of having them, they would just appear, and like they wouldn't even itch or nothing. They would just be there and like ugly as heck. But anyway, so um you know, my anxiety just now, like when I get anxiety, I know like, okay, it's time for me to like do some type of healing, right? And so now we co-create. Like I co-create with my anxiety. When my anxiety flares, then I know like, okay, like it's something that I'm missing, or it's something that I'm just too obsessed over or like stuck on, and I need to take a step back, you know, maybe sleep it off, you know what I'm saying? Like cool down. I just need to relax. So that's one thing that I do love about being just like self-aware and like seeing within myself. And so with that being said, you know, it's good to educate yourself. Like now that I'm aware, like, you know, I'm always asking people, talking to other people about their experiences. I'm always reading about different tips, you know, like my mental health is super, super important to me. And other people's mental health is super important to me, because you literally just never know when somebody is like there, you know what I'm saying? And I also use it just to relate to other people too, because mental health is definitely more popular now, but like the older people, like they don't really identify with that type of stuff. So it's cool when I can see it in other people and I'm like, okay, like I know how to deal with them, I know how to handle this situation, you know, I know how to communicate with them. And it also helps me with my job too, because I am a social worker. You know, kids, I work with 5th and 6th grade kids. So you know, these kids, like they have anxiety, their parents has anxiety, their teachers have anxiety. So it's just really cool to see how working on myself internally and the things that I've learned, the information that I've picked up on and I've learned to apply to my life, I'm able to share it with other people, share it with my job, apply it to my job, you know, my home life, my parents, my kid, you know, and it's just really cool. So yeah, so the other day though, so I've been really sorry. I'm gonna pick my cards up. I'm probably not gonna pull today, but I might at the end. I don't know. But yeah, so I feel like I've gotten a pretty good understanding with, you know, my anxiety and my mental health. But what's crazy is like, even still, there I am trying to like control it, right? Because I feel like I have a handle on it. But what I just recently learned on Wednesday is that it doesn't work like that. Like, it is good to totally be aware, because once it's over, then you're able to like get yourself back, you know, to a stable point or place mentally. But in the midst of it, like, there's really nothing you can do outside of just letting it take its course, right? And for me, it could take 24 hours for me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, luckily, I do have my medicine, which I don't like to depend on a lot. And it's not even a strong medicine, honestly. I got it because of the hives. So it's not like I have a therapist, but my therapist has never prescribed me anxiety, and my therapist actually doesn't like for me to claim it, because it's functional, I guess. That's my assumption from it. She doesn't, she's like, you don't have to label that as that, and it's fixable. Like, I've been fixing it, so it's cool. But at the same time, I shouldn't say it's fixable. It's just functional. Like, right? Like, I can still do everything. It doesn't stop me from doing anything or just living. So, you know, it's like acute. But and again, I'm not a doctor, y'all, so I'm only talking about my own personal experience and just how I've made sense of my mental health and the things that I'm dealing with. And yeah, so so Wednesday I had one. I honestly cannot tell you before Wednesday, like, I can't tell you when was the last time that I had one as bad as I had one on Wednesday. And like, when I have anxiety, I have, it's different every time, but most of the time I just shut down. Like, I don't want to talk, you know. When people talk to me, it just makes it worse. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'll say this. My anxiety attacks depends on my environment. So there are certain people who I can allow to talk to me, that I know can calm me, that understand. And there's a certain time when I can even allow them to come in. So usually, I can't even say usually, because they always come at the randomest times. But like, I don't know, guys. So Wednesday I had one, and I wasn't prepared for it at all. It's like all these feelings that I thought that I had gotten over, they were still there, and they resurfaced. And when they resurfaced, it scared the shit out of me, because it's like, wow, I thought that these were gone. I thought this was over. Like, I thought that, you know, I was ready for the next chapter. And it just freaked me out, because I started to think like, oh shit, like, I'm not even ready. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I thought that I did all this work, and honestly, I haven't done shit. Like, I just started like spiraling. And you know, then I'm gonna say this, I journal a lot, and I'm really glad that I journal, because journaling reminds me of how far I've come. When I read and I'm able to see and feel the emotions from my past and see the progress, like in writing in black and white. I can see it and I'm like, oh, like I don't even think like this anymore, or you know, like I've changed this. Or when I see it that way, then that calms me, right? So my friend was able to like get in touch with me, and she's like, you know, she talked me down, and then she's like, you know, go outside, you know, sit in the sun. And I sat in this exact spot and I opened my journal, and I swear to God. So that was a Wednesday. The Friday before that Wednesday, I had wrote myself notes. Literally, it said tips for anxiety. And then the thing that I was like flipping over about, like I had to make a choice, right? But the thing that I had to make a choice about, what I wanted, I had already wrote in my journal. So it was like, I really don't have to make a choice, right? I just have to know what I want, stick to it, and pursue it, right? Once I was able to make sense of that, and I was able to come to that mental state of, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, regardless. Whether it goes this way or that way, I'm gonna do this. I was cool, right? I realized, like, I don't have control over what happens, okay? The only thing that I can control is knowing what it is that I want and going for it, taking that action to go for it. Now, I did have to give myself a prep talk, like, okay, if it goes this way, then great. But if it goes this way, then great, right? And once I was able to understand that, it's like, okay, let's move forward. So I moved forward. I took action. I did the things that I needed to do to get the answers that I was looking for. And fortunately, and listen closely when I say fortunately, because things didn't work out the way that the old me would have hoped for. Okay? Fortunately, it didn't. I can't tell you why at this exact moment, why it's a fortunate thing, because I'm still unaware 100%. But the fact that I'm sitting here, I'm sick, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you and I'm feeling at peace and I'm okay, and I can say that and like not be bullshitting you or myself. The fact that I'm able to do that, I can say that fortunately things did not work out for me this past Wednesday and Thursday. Fortunately, things did not work out for me the old like my old self would have wanted, because 2 years ago up until I don't even know when, I was praying for something. I was praying for something that I thought was my best bet. I was praying for it. I couldn't wrap my mind around why I was getting so much resistance from this thing that I wanted, from this experience that I desperately needed, right? Well, now, Wednesday, when I went and I took action on confronting that thing, something weird happened. I felt like unsure on whether or not that was what I wanted anymore. I had this weird sense that I'm used to this feeling, by the way, because I'm a Leo. I get bored super easily, okay? I am very impulsive. I go from one thing to the next. My parents have always told me, like, I'm a quitter because I cannot focus on one thing before I get over it and I'm on to the next. So I'm well aware of having that trait. But what I wasn't aware of was, or what I'm not used to, is wanting something so bad, like so bad, wanting something, not getting it, and then changing my mind. Like, that's not something I'm used to. Usually when I can't have something, I want it more, right? But Wednesday and Thursday for sure, I experienced something that made me question whether or not I was sure of what I wanted. And it's weird because going there, I was sure that I still wanted what I wanted. But when I got there and I could see it, I could touch it, I was like, I don't want this. I don't think I want this. And what's really crazy is that when I got there, I was supposed to demand it, right? I was supposed to go there and I was supposed to say, this is what I want, and I want it. What's that commercial? It's my money and I want it now. That's how I was going there. But when I got there, it was just like, oh, you know what? I think that there might be a better opportunity for me. You know what? This is okay. Like, you know how you give somebody something? Like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I gave my old friend, some money, right? And she deceived me. I perceived that she deceived me, and she took my money and she took advantage of me, right? Well, once I realized that I was deceived, I was so stuck on getting my money back because it was mine, right? So I'm talking all crap, like, I want my money back, I don't care about nothing, like, da 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 da. And I'm saying this to other people, right? So when I talked to my friend, we ended up having an argument about something else, right? But I'm really pissed because I want my money though. So all the other little shit is just like, that's what's hyping me up. But what's really got me pissed off, my whole motive and the whole point of me saying something, is because I want to piss a bitch off so bad to the point where I could just say, you know what, bitch, give me my money back. Like, I've been wanting to say that, right? I know that was kind of, but when you try to be a good friend, you know what I'm saying? And I'll say this, I learned that I didn't have a good understanding on what being a good friend was at that time either. So, okay. But anyway, so we get into it. I don't play about my family, and I don't play about my money, like, for real. So those were the two things that me and my friend got into it about. And for me, friends are supposed to have a certain level of respect. And when respect is out the window, we are not friends. So when you disrespect me and I didn't disrespect you, or vice versa, I disrespect you and you didn't disrespect me, like, that shit is out the, we are not cool. Friends don't do that. So, sorry. So when we had that disagreement, I made the conscious decision for my own peace that she could just keep the money. Like, the money is not even worth it anymore. Like, my respect for myself, my sanity, like, just, like, no. You know, she crossed a lot of my boundaries. And I was like, no, like, you could just have the money. I don't want shit from you. And that's kind of while the wind blew and this card just flipped over. I don't want shit from you. I'm leaving you. Like, I don't want shit from you. Like, that's the energy. That's the vibe. That was the vibe, bro. That was the vibe from Wednesday and Thursday. Like, the vibe from my anxiety and shit. Like, that was the vibe. I realized that our wants change. Our wants change. Change is inevitable. You know, that's why it's important that you keep going. When you go through shit, you keep going. You keep working. You keep working on yourself. You keep striving for better, because once that time comes, because everything in life comes full circle, and once that circle comes back, and it's time for you to make a judgment call and decide whether or not you're gonna keep on, you know, trying to build on top of something, or, you know what I'm saying, does it get to a point where you have to roof it and work on something else? Like, you have to make that decision. Is this too high? Is it time for you to go somewhere else? Or do you keep working? And for me, I had to make a choice, and I had to understand that when it comes to a relationship, and that's any type of relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or just family, for something to work, there's two sides. Polarity is a thing, okay? There's two sides. It's got to be a push-pull all the time, even exchange. And if it's not an even exchange, then you are literally wasting your time. And your time cannot be wasted. I had to, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was cool with that, right? I was cool with that. Even in those moments, I was cool with that. The only time where I wasn't cool with that was before I applied myself. Before I even knew how I felt is when I was anxious, right? But the moment that I made a choice for myself and I decided that confusion is not an option, and I had to look at the facts of the things that were happening around me and the things that I was feeling inside and the things that I was being exposed to, once I looked at it and I saw it for what it was, I could sit back and smile and be like, I deserve big shit. Like, the amount of work that I have put on myself, the growth that I have made, I deserve big shit. Big shit. Like, big shit. That was gross. I'm sorry. But I deserve big shit, y'all. Like, big shit. And if nobody else is going to give it to me, that's cool. That's cool. I have to give it to me. I have to celebrate it. I have to celebrate myself. Because honestly, nobody was in the room with me when I was on my knees praying to God to help me. Nobody knows the growth. Not even my closest friends know the growth. Like, they know it, you know what I'm saying? But they only know secondhand information based off of what I told them, because they weren't always with me when I broke down. They weren't always there. So there is no amount of admiration that anybody can show me before I give it to myself. And I refuse to settle for anything that does not align with that. I don't have to explain that. And I don't need other people to understand that. I don't even need people to like it. I just have to. Right? And I'm going to be honest. There's a little bit of disappointment, just a tad bit, because I don't like being wrong, and I wish the old me would have been right. I wish the old me would have been right. But it's just a slight disappointment, because if the old me would have been right, the new me wouldn't be here. And I gotta be 100% honest and tell you this. The old me don't got shit on the new me. Like, I'm shitting on her. I'm shitting on her. What? Her? What? She wouldn't stand a chance up against me. But that's cool though, because I love her, and I'm gonna carry her spirit, right? But it's a new sheriff in town. Transformation is here. We went from the caterpillar to the butterfly. The butterfly doesn't feel sorry for the caterpillar. Wait, no, the butterfly uplifts the caterpillar. The butterfly expands the caterpillar. Okay, the butterfly frees the caterpillar. Okay, y'all, I don't know, I'm just I'm really trying to get into this YouTube world, and but I'm really excited, y'all. And I don't know, I hope this video is a message for somebody, y'all. But transformation is real. Again, we are in Aries season. It's 2023. I had a ball last season, and I feel like it's just gonna get better. I'm looking forward to the new connections. I'm looking forward to just meeting new people, the new experiences. I am so excited. I have no idea, but I am so happy to say that I have made a choice to love myself and to move forward and to not settle. And I really know my worth. And I'm excited, y'all. Like, y'all just don't understand. I can't even get emotional, because when I have my panic attacks, like, I cry so much that I think I just take all the tears. So I don't even have it in me. But it's like, I be thinking, like, when I'm having these spiritual moments right here, and it just gets like super intense, like, I be wanting to like feel the emotion and just like let y'all see it, but I can't. Like, there's not a tear. My happiness, like, I just want to jump. That's why I'm on a trampoline. Like, happy tears, no, I want to jump and like do backflips and just So I just want to tell y'all, I love y'all, to keep going. I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm with y'all. I'm never leaving y'all. We got this. You on your shit, I'm on my shit. We gonna keep going. At the top is lonely, but also know that you are never alone. And yeah, I did not drink any coffee today, and I'm finna go take some medicine. So I love you guys. Bye.